Shalom, everybody, especially everybody just entering the room. I know there's like several live streams going on at once, but this is my weekly commentary, and we're just going to hit on a couple of things that are going on. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, hopefully everybody should be able to see my screen. Just let me know if you can see the screen. Give me a yes or a Y, thumbs up, whatever you feel like giving. Just let me know you can see the screen. Don't be shy. All right, all right. Well, there's a few things going on in this world that we're going to talk about in this live stream. So some of this you might have heard of over the past week. Some you might not have heard, but let's get started. North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, is struggling bad from Hurricane Florence, especially the areas that are heavily affected. Now, you would think those areas would be struggling the worst, but it's not. Even areas that have not been heavily impacted by Florence are now impacted by, listen to this, 1 billion mosquitoes have hatched in all of that flood water. So even areas that never flooded, they now got a swarm of mosquitoes, over 1 billion. And you know what? They said it may actually be more hatching over the next coming days. North Carolina has over 20 different species of mosquitoes down there. And they said about 20 different species are potentially going to do the same thing, hatch over the next coming days. So it could be well over a billion. They're estimating a billion are flying around down there right now. And there could be a billion more, or even more than that, if these other breeds of mosquitoes hatch, which they are anticipating will happen. So it is getting ugly down there in the Carolinas. It's really getting bad. So they're calling it mosquito apocalypse is in full effect. North Carolina hit by blood-sucking pest outbreak. And it seems to be affecting people all over the state. Boy, I tell you, when the Most High say he will bring you plagues, he ain't messing around. He is telling you the truth. He will bring you plagues. I wish I could say this is the only thing I have to tell you about North Carolina, but it gets even worse, y'all. So just sit back, grab your coffee or your favorite snack, and enjoy the commentary that I'm about to give you. So I'm going to show you the exact mosquito, and it happens to be the largest breed of mosquito in North Carolina that is swarming down there right now. So a lot of people are trying to get back home because, some areas are so badly flooded, they still have not been able to go in and make any assessments on those areas. So many people are trying to get back in, and they're being met by all of these mosquitoes. They're saying it's like a flurry or snowing mosquitoes. It's so many. And there are people that are miles and miles away from the flood, and they're experiencing the same thing too. So they said this actually started happening 3 to 4 days after Hurricane Florence had passed through. They start noticing a gradual increase in the mosquito population down there. And now they said it's very obvious if you're down there, it is just swarming with mosquitoes, and it's a shame. And they said what happened was the movement of all that flood water coming inland caused these eggs to hatch. Some of the eggs, mosquito eggs, can actually sit dormant in the water for up to a year. But because this water was, whisked around so violently from the storm, a lot of them hatched now. And they're saying that, let me correct myself. North Carolina has 61 different species of mosquitoes. And they're saying another 15 to 20 species also breed in those flood waters. And they say there may actually be another outbreak of a different species of mosquito because of that. And they said, in fact, they can count on that happening. So these eggs are hatching rapidly in that water. And there are people as far as Raleigh, North Carolina, the capital, that are seeing these swarms. So these places are more inland from the shorelines, and they're still seeing these mosquitoes. So, they're telling people to be careful down there. They could get bites. They're telling them to dress and keep their arms and legs covered. So it is getting really fierce down there. They haven't even bounced back from the floods. They said a lot of the water still have not receded in many of the areas down there. So if you're down there, make sure you keep yourself and your children covered up while this is happening. All right, here is the mosquito right here, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Galley-Nipper mosquito. They said this is the largest mosquito. It has striped legs, and it is just like an article. It says they have striped legs, and you can see the stripings on the legs. And this is the mosquito that is swarming down in North Carolina right now. It says it's 3 times larger than a normal mosquito. Galley-Nipper, some people call them American giant mosquitoes because they are the biggest of the mosquitoes. So believe me, this is they're going to have problems down there. And what do? You got all that sitting water, and then they're talking about spraying. So if you spray the mosquitoes at this point, all those toxins are going to go right into that sitting water. And much of that water is in people's homes. So what do? So they got a pretty bad dilemma down there. You may make a situation worse if you start trying to spray these mosquitoes and you got all that standing water that's still flooding out homes and everything. Yeah, just like you said, Ben, you're looking at another cancerous situation down in North Carolina. So I don't know what they're going to do, but this is not a good situation for them at all. Yes, Hurricane Florence. This is the aftermath of everything that's going on. Well, I wish I could say this was the worst of the news for North Carolina, y'all, but it gets worse. Now, do you remember they had called for a nuclear state of emergency down in North Carolina? Some of you might have remembered this, but they never told us what the emergency was, right? They never said what this emergency was. Well, according to this article, this high school, along with other people in the area, are in Brunswick County, which is the same county the nuclear power plant is located. There have been reports since the time of Florence all the way up until now that people have been feeling nauseated. Okay? They have been feeling nauseated from the shelter and beyond. So when did this start happening? About 24 to 48 hours after being in the shelter during Florence, people started reporting feeling nauseated, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, low-grade fever, or some of them have all of the symptoms, but no fever at all. Now, I checked to see if there were other things out here. This is all in that same area where the nuclear power plant. Get this, y'all. These symptoms that people have had around that nuclear power plant has been going on for quite some time, even before Florence. I found some articles out of Brunswick, North Carolina, where people were reporting feeling nauseated back in 2015. So this has been going on for quite some time down in North Carolina. This did not start with the storm. Now, I found another video, but this video is not really of a very good quality, but it goes over the nausea outbreak in Brunswick, Nuclear Island, Cape Fear, 20 feet above flood stage. Okay, so people are feeling sick in that area. Now, what did they say? Oh, this is nothing to be concerned about. Oh, we call it an emergency, but it's the flooding. And you see how disingenuous these people are? They're never going to tell the truth about how bad things are. So any of you that live in those areas, you're going to have to take the proper precaution for your family. You need to get some iodine. If you can get your hands on some, order some. Make sure you give it to your family. They're not going to tell you the truth. It makes me believe it might have been some kind of leak down there, but they don't want to tell the general public that there was a nuclear leak. Now, before Florence hit, I had looked at a map and I did a video on 10 nuclear power plants down there in the Carolinas were right in the path of Florence. Right, B17 as well. That's right, because you know you can easily get cancer from that. Exactly, Queen True Royal. Um, you definitely want to take precautions, whether they tell you something or not. People don't just start feeling nauseous for no reason. So this is some of the reports coming out. I wish this video was a little better, but it's really not all that great. But I have another video that I'm going to have you I'm going to play this one for you because it's a better quality. But they're saying in the water, coal ash is in that water, pig manure is in the water, all kinds of crap is in that rising water that is sitting in North Carolina. And they said the water is very toxic. So, and there are areas now, they reported 44 people have died in North Carolina, but they said there are areas they have not been able to get in to make a good assessment because it's still badly flooded. Okay, I see what you wrote, KD. Georgia Guidestones do say that. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. But yeah, it is a mess down in North Carolina. You know, you have to always question things when you don't hear this in the media as much. Then it tells me something's wrong. And it just go to show you how useless mainstream media is in this country. Instead of talking about this type of thing that's impacting our people down there, they want to talk all day and all night about Kavanaugh. I don't give a damn about that man. Okay. I don't give a damn about that. And the way I see it, if Cosby is in jail, Kavanaugh should be in jail. What's the difference between what he's done and what Bill Cosby did? You know, and they're just, that's the only thing they want to talk about in this country. And you got people down here in this situation right now. Yes. You know, I saw a picture of the dead pigs they had down there, like bunches of them, just that died from the flooding. Oh my God, it was so many. You know, it is a bad situation down there. No, Darlene, there's no difference between what Bill Cosby did and what Kavanaugh has done. None. You know what it is? Me Too is sneaky. What they do is they'll call out a white man, but they demand that a black man go to jail. And what Me Too also does, and also these prosecutors are to blame as well. Now, when all this stuff came out about Bill Cosby, oh, the prosecutor is going to look into this and that. How many prosecutors have you heard looking into anyone else? None, none. And many of them need to be called out as well. You know, when it comes down to our men, they want to look into everything. But when it comes down to their own people, you don't hear them screaming and hollering about looking into anything or investigating anything. They're full of crap. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
kind of hard, as everybody may know. Looking for houses is not easy, especially for affordable prices and in good areas. A nightmare, stress, don't know how to feel because, I'm a mother. I gotta take care of my daughter. We've been staying in the studio office, been staying hotel to hotel, but funds are really getting tight, so been just trying to live. Well, I've been contacted Red Cross and been turned down not only once but twice because they called me again to tell me they couldn't help me. You love mommy.
And watch the water come up. You can't prepare for this. You're going to make it through this. You're a survivor. It's the second time it's happened. So I don't know when we're going to get back in there. It's a scary thing. It's real scary. We went over there last night. It went way over the landing. It was coming up, rising. It's going to reach out like 19 feet. I'm just tired. I don't sleep at night. Midtown, they treat us like normal human beings.
I've never been in a flood. It scared me, and I'm not going to have anywhere to go. That's what worries me right now, because I'm all alone. I expected to hear from my two girls, but I haven't heard nothing from them. There's other people I know going to be like me that has nowhere to go back to. And there's a lot of them that have children, small babies. When you live on Social Security, it doesn't go far. I could survive, but trying to find a place where you can't pay a deposit and first month's rent is hard for me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where to start. I have a brand new great-grandson that I had pictures of him, and I have made sure I got all my pictures. And that's all I've got to hang on to.
Can we get like 7 minutes turns on the way, sir? No, sir. want you to see everything. Turn a left or left. Turn left. I'll do a little turn left.
This 2.5-ton MRAP is all part of Rankin County's fleet of military vehicles deputies use for high water rescues. Deputies jumped into action during the historic flooding in Pearl. They rescued 18 people trapped by the rising water.
Scary situation for them, and again, we're there to help people. That's our primary job. And at the sheriff's office, you know, we're not here to. Everybody thinks you're here to lock people up and wear that badge up on our shoulder. Not, we're here to help people. We're servants of the public. And
now the sheriff tells us deputies who drive these special vehicles have previously served in the military, so they know how to safely get people out of harm's way.
I'm extremely concerned about the contaminants. I'm more concerned about that than the flooding. I can recover from a flooding. You can recoup and do and wash, but you don't know that what made it in your house. That was the Huckleberry Branch man-made drainage system, and it filtered in every place where these barriers are. And those barriers immediately, where they pulled those little holes out, started jetting the water and soil in here.
How much contamination do you think washed off the property, and how much of a concern is that?
It's an extreme concern, and it has to be a lot, because my property was already polluted and considered as polluted as the park. According to Judy Canova of South Carolina DHEC in Columbia, she said that Matthew from the EPA instructed these people to remove all those barriers before the storm. I worked my whole life trying to save people and help people as a victim's advocate, and I feel like now I'm absolutely a victim, and I can't find anyone to answer any questions, no one to turn to.
Cheraw, South Carolina is home to another newly designated Superfund site. This small town is home to...
All right, y'all. That's the part I wanted you to see, just how bad the conditions are down there still in North Carolina. This video was just published on, the one that you just watched was just published on the 29th down there. So it's pretty recent. And, it's really a shame. Just pray for our people that are down in the Carolinas. They're really going through hell right now. Yeah, but see, what I wanted you to also see, where's FEMA? Where's FEMA? See, this is why I don't get all up in arms about the FEMA talk. FEMA ain't shit. Now, shouldn't they be down there helping all of these people? You ain't heard a peep out of what FEMA is doing. This is why our people got to get out of all this fear of FEMA. FEMA ain't crap. I haven't seen them come through in a hurricane yet. We've had several hurricanes happen, and we never seen FEMA rise to the occasion even once. You know, this is just ridiculous. Okay, J-Dog. You know, this is ridiculous. FEMA can't do nothing for one state. How are they going to round up a population of people? They can't even help these people in one state. Come on. This is why when people get on these videos talking about what FEMA's going to do, FEMA ain't shit. They never been nothing. All right, so one more disaster has occurred. Some of you might have heard about what's going on in Indonesia. In Indonesia, there are 800 dead as of now. They have experienced a quake and a tsunami again. They got hit with another tsunami, and it wiped out the land, and it's a mess there too. So right now, 800 people dead, and the death toll is still rising in Indonesia. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video from Press TV. Yes. So this just happened in Indonesia. So they are going through another one, and I'm sure the death toll is going to go well beyond 800 people there. So it's a lot going on in this world. Too much that we are not even hearing about. But I just wanted you to see, when the Most High's judgment is real, it is real, and it is not to be underestimated at all. It is scary to see all this stuff go on. And we're not even out of hurricane season. And you see just that one area in the Carolinas have been so badly devastated. It's not even funny. So this concludes my commentary, ladies and gentlemen, for the week. And I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I want to definitely touch on things that are going to be of interest to us. And so that you can see there's many things happening on this earth, and it's just not even being spoken about in the mainstream media. And it's a damn shame. You know, yeah, a lot of people believe that, KD, that HAARP is playing a role in everything. But there's more to come. There is more happening. So until next week, I will see you. You know, I'll be doing the Bible, the book of Jasher from where we left off, and the weekly commentary. And just look out for my videos that I'll be posting throughout the day as well. But you all have a wonderful day. And shalom to everybody. Peace.